Yeah, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this money making Saturday, man. Here with the Pig Dogs Morning Show. Be honest with you, I don't know if anybody popping in with me or not. Might be just me. Somebody might pop in, somebody might not. But if they don't, I'm here to let y'all know my thoughts on today's Major League Baseball, and I'm here to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know my thoughts on the two WNBA games today. No, three WNBA games today. So ready to do the damn thing, man. Ready to let you guys know my thoughts, my opinions. That NHL game last night was absolute mania. It was wild to see. What a great game that was. Florida was able to avoid falling down 2-0. And man, that's why we love playoff hockey. So, like I say, that's why you love playoff hockey. That's why playoff hockey is probably, I don't know where I would put playoff hockey. Is it one? It's up there. I don't know. It's up there for sure, though. Hell of a game last night. Shout out to the Panthers for stealing one on the road. I didn't see them doing it, but they did it. Let's see. Jay, you moved to overseas? No, I haven't. I'm just on a week-long cruise. I'll be back home Sunday night. So Monday you'll see me back in the home studio. So great call on Connecticut winning over ATL last night. I thought it was just a good spot, good situation. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. We love that spot in hoops. And I thought it was a good spot for them boys, or for them ladies. Sorry, for those ladies yesterday. So I didn't end up playing it official. I was 1-1 official yesterday. I had one play in Major League Baseball, one play in the dub. Unfortunately, in the dub yesterday, I took the Dallas Wings. I had them money line. They're trash. They're just ass. There's just no way around it. They're just a bad basketball team. They need Paige back, but even when they get her back, that team's so bad. So just a bad read by me on that account. And then in baseball yesterday, I had the Cardinals. Shout out the Cardinals, pretty non-sweat there. That team has just been a different team, monster, and animal at home, at the crib this season. And you've been able to fade the Monstars in specific spots, specific situations, especially on the road. And yesterday was a good spot to do so. I got Mama That Man on the mound today in Yamamoto. We'll see if the Dodgers get back on track or if the Cardinals continue their home dominance. So talk about it all. I'll break it down, let you ladies and gentlemen know my thoughts, my opinions, and get you guys in and out of here. I do got somebody here with me today. It's Jovan. He's usually here on the weekends. Sorry if my connection's a little off today. I am in the middle of the ocean. So my connection might be a little spotty today for everybody out there. But work with us. We work with y'all. And I will let you guys know my thoughts, my opinions, and we'll get you in and out of here. Jovan, what's happening today, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, when the games are winning, not much else can go wrong. I went 2-0 yesterday, bounce back performance off Thursday's first loss in about 12 days. So things have been going pretty well over here. Both baseball. Well, I had 3 baseball plays, 2-0-1 yesterday. You know, so yeah, just looking to continue to see the board well. Can't really say much else. Just touch on game one of the NBA Finals. You know, the Pacers they continue to do what they do. Take advantage of the opponent's mistakes. When they have a lead specifically. I think the game was actually lost, even though they had a 15-point lead with a couple minutes into the fourth quarter. I think that game was actually lost in the latter stages of the third quarter. You know, the Thunder could have put the hammer down, but instead they settled for a lot of 3-point shots. You know, with players that really shouldn't be shooting the ball um, like that. Specifically, Alex Caruso. There was a couple of times where he had 3-point shots. Now they were relatively open 3-point shots. But when you have a substantial lead and you're basically controlling the game, you give it to your main guy, which is SGA, and let him go to work, whether he's going to find the open man or take it himself. They had other guys shooting the ball, you know, Casey Wallace, Alex Caruso, a couple other guys who really shouldn't be touching the ball in that type of situation. So you know, and they usually put in work when they're up. They usually put teams away. They didn't put the Pacers away. It was a 15-point lead. Next thing you know, it was an 8-point lead. Next thing you know, it was a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and basically a buzzer beater capture for Halliburton. Muted.
Shout out to the Indiana Pacers, man. You know, I thought this entire postseason they had a chance to do what they're doing right now. A lot of people did not. Um, when you're that good offensively, especially that good offensively in the clutch, especially in certain moments down the stretch, you always have a chance. And we'll see if Oklahoma City is able to make those adjustments. I think you need those extra players to make those plays for Oklahoma City. You need them to get involved. If not, it's going to be ugly. It's going to kind
No,
of
it's
look like
it's
that
it's
Maverick
not the
series.
but it's not the fact of them getting involved. That's all well and good, but you know, time and place is really what I'm saying. You know, you don't take silly shots. The shot selection was horrible for OKC. They wasn't, taking it to the paint, as they should have. They allowed the Pacers to get back into their style of play because the first half was a whitewash. Basically, it should have been a 22-point lead instead of a 12-point lead, but that just speaks to a couple different things. And I'll say first and foremost that so I handicapped it pretty well. I figured that OKC would get the steals that they needed. They got a whole damn lot of steals, 14 of them, 25 turnovers, forced um, for the Pacers. So I figured that was gonna come into play. The problem is they didn't convert. Instead of trying. So there were a few times where OKC would try to push the rock and force a foul. Instead, they should have pulled back. They had turnovers. They should have pulled back, set their offense, but they forced things. So that's the reason why they didn't convert those turnovers. So it's just a whole bunch of things. And you got to say it for what it is. The Pacers down the stretch, they got lucky with a few shots, miracle shots. That
I don't
that
agree.
shot
I do
by
not agree.
Miles Turner.
I do not
That
agree. It's only luck if it hasn't had a history of happening, and
no
they
no
have
no. What
continuously shown that they did
what
that
I'm
shit.
it's not luck that they won the game. I'm saying like a couple shots, that made that went in that were
Look,
were
I trust
pretty.
Miles Turner. I trust Miles Turner on that step back side three, even though it went off glass in. I trust him shooting that shot. I trust him shooting
No,
that shot.
but still, you got to call it for what it is. What I'm saying? Those are miracle type shots. And then the shots that they missed, being out of position and getting the rebound, like those type of things that have been happening on their runs. Hey, listen. Sometimes it's just like handicappers. Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. You know, when you're when
No,
when you're dead in the water,
no.
and then all of a sudden you come back. Like we're dead in the water, eighth, ninth inning, and then the team that you're on that you're on the wrong side comes through down five and walks it off with 6 runs. Like those are the times where you're like, okay, we're walking away with this one now. No, let's capitalize and get another one. So they're in prime position to go 2-0.
My assumption of this series right now and how I see it playing out is it's a couple questions. Do you trust the role players of Oklahoma City to step up? And Or do you trust SGA to score 50 and lead them to the promised land? That's the multi-million-dollar question. The Pacers show that they're not going to let everybody else get involved. FGA, if you want to shoot that mid-range shit all game for 50 and beat us, you got it. And that's the same approach that Dallas pretty much took last season, Force SGA. If you're the MVP, you're the best player on the planet, show us. Beat us. J-Dub, we not letting you get involved, bro. We not. Chet, you're not getting yours. Everybody else, you're not getting yours. SGA beat us from that mid-range. So that's the multi-million-dollar question I think everybody has to answer for themselves. Do you trust SGA to score 50 and lead the Thunder to a dominant ATS win here in the playoffs? Or do you think the role players for Oklahoma City will step up? A really young core that hasn't been on this style stage, I think, is the multi-million-dollar question. So I never thought that this series was going to be as clear-cut as everybody thought it was. These are two of my favorite teams, the two teams I have bet on the most over the last 2 seasons. I know these two teams like the back of my hand. And all I've been trying to explain to everybody is this series was not going to be quick. This series was never reflected in the odds the way that it was supposed to be. I love Oklahoma City. They're a dominant ATS team, but they're also a young, inexperienced team that has been fortunate to go and play teams that really haven't challenged them in the way that Indiana will. And I'm a huge believer that the NBA is not the NFL. I will continue to say it every day. The NBA is not the NFL. And all that defensive shit, you can play all the defense you want. You can play all the damn defense you want. This is not the NFL, and defense does not win championships anymore. You need, while it is a great thing to have, you need a great offense to go along with it. And I trust the Pacers offense more in a series like this. I think the Pacers role players are more equipped to get it done. This is not just a Halliburton-led team. He's their leader. He's their engine. He's what makes them go. But even in the big moments, you saw Nembhard on that wing. May I have this fucking dance, please, SGA? May I have this dance, please? Twing, 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 step back. Oh, to step back again, cash. Like, I don't see Oklahoma City having another guy that could get to that type of shot, get to that style bucket. And I think that's going to be the $1 million, We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be a fun, hell of a series. If you were to ask me right here, right now, who wins the series, I would probably still tell you Oklahoma City. But everybody knows I have a ticket on Indiana to win the finals. So I am at a really great plus money price. So that's where I'm rooting for. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out, man. We shall see how it plays out. It's going to be fun. I can't wait till tomorrow night. Can't wait. Oklahoma City with their back up against the wall.
I don't think they're back up against the wall, though. It's one thing. It's one thing if they had a bad game. They dominated the game yesterday. I mean, well, not yesterday, a couple of days ago. It doesn't matter how they know that if they do what they're supposed to do for 48 minutes, that they're gonna win. That's the bottom line. It's one thing if you come out the gate. It's one thing if you come out the gate and
this whole postseason has been what game one was. Where it's like, it don't matter how good you play through 40 minutes. It doesn't matter how good you play through 45 minutes. Almost every single series has been won with late game heroics. It's 48 minutes. So you got to play through the final whistle.
They say the same thing about the Knicks based on what they did against the Celtics. And then they met the Indiana Pacers, and it is what it is. On the other side, you could say that Indiana's just taking advantage of injuries, so on and so forth. But I'm not going to do that. My whole thing is this: if OKC plays their game to the way they should for 48 minutes, then it is what it is. It's gonna be an OKC championship. If they don't, that's what's gonna happen again. So the thing is, bad coaching down the stretch, not having the right guys in the rotation late in the game. That's another thing. Not having guys like Hartenstein out there, the bang around to get those rebounds that they should have gotten in those late game situations. So there's a lot of things, that OKC needs to clean up. Whether they clean it up, we'll see tomorrow night.
We shall see. We shall see. All I'm last is stop sleeping on Indiana. For everybody out there, stop sleeping on them. That's all I've been trying to tell y'all for the last 2 seasons. Please. If you haven't been watching Indiana basketball, you need to tune in. You need to tune in. This is who they are. Led by one of the greatest coaches of all time. I'm gonna say it. He's stamped. He is fucking stamped. Shout out Rick Carlisle. Shout out Rick, man. Shout out Rick.
Definitely have the coaching advantage. That's for damn sure.
Franchise, what's happening?
Hello. I'm just sitting here in the background.
You doing, my boy?
Just letting you guys go out. I didn't want to break it up, but yeah, no, just
You know I love talking hoops, man. Nothing better than talking hoops, especially finals basketball. Come on, man.
Of course. Saw Jay going solo. I was like, shit. And then I was like trying to run to the screen. I was like, I can't let you just let you fight the Saturday scaries.
I would have ran. I'm telling you, I would have ran.
Yeah, I know you were. No. But no, decided to make the appearance. A solid Friday, swept the baseball card. Would have had a sweep if the Atlanta Dream decided to show up and go to work. But oh well, it is what it is. I'll still take it as a baseball sweep, but yeah, the Atlanta Dream are on my shit list for the next little bit. But it's a new day, new games. Still got money to be made, so
let's do it, Zach.
Yeah, gotta get in the bakery, make this bread.
Let's do it. Y'all know what we usually do. We start our day in Major League Baseball. Day action here on Saturday. First game on the board is the best team in Major League Baseball. Who would have thought that this would be the words coming out of my mouth at this point of the season in June, where the Detroit Tigers have the best record in the majors. They are at even money today, with the Cubs coming in, Taillon, Holton. We got the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Gausman versus Paddock and the Minnesota Twins. We got the Dodgers versus the St. Louis Cardinals, Yamamoto versus Fede. And we got the Phillies, Suarez versus the Pirates and Dog, Andrew Heaney. My dog is on that mound today. Jovan, you're first here in these first 4 games in Major League Baseball. How you feeling, my man?
Yamamoto for the bounce back. Got roughed up against the Yanks. I mean, listen, it's in St. Louis, and the Dodgers haven't been, doing it at the plate. So I could see St. Louis coming away with a win. But I think that Yamamoto shuts him down. I think he goes deep enough. The bullpen is what it is for the Dodgers. They could give it up. But I'm going to roll with the Dodgers to get it done on the run line. I just think that if they're going to do it, they're going to do it early. They're going to get to Eric Fetty and hold on for a win. The bats have to come alive. They got blanked yesterday. So off of that miserable performance at the plate, I think that they come through and put something on the board for a multiple run win. Toronto's been hot lately, but Kevin Gausman, he's been up and down. Going up against Chris Paddock and the Minnesota Twins, I kind of like the Minnesota Twins for the bounce back, at a good price. 18-9 at home. They know how to win in their own confines, and I just don't like what I've seen out of Gausman as of late. So give me the Minnesota Twins on the money line, and I'll take the first 5 under in that one. I think both pitchers do enough to make this under in the first 5 innings.
Fair enough. Franchise, how you feeling here in this first slot?
Yeah, I like the under in Phillies Pirates. You have a Phillies lineup that hasn't been able to hit their way out of a wet paper bag against lefties in the last 2 weeks. They're hitting 146 Andrew Heaney, he's been up and down. He can be inconsistent at times, but I think this is a good matchup for him, believe it or not. And you're going to have a solid start here. On the other side, I think the Pirates struggle. Ranger Suarez, since getting roughed up in his season debut where he gave up the 7 runs against Arizona, a 1.10 ERA. He's just been lights out. I think he can pitch deep enough into this game that he doesn't put much pressure on that Phillies bullpen, which has been known to give it up as well. So give me the under 8.5 Phillies Pirates. And I'm going to be on the Dodgers as well with Yamamoto. Didn't have his greatest start last time out, but I'm just not an Eric Fede guy. I just think the Dodgers can get to Fede. The Cardinals stifled the Dodgers yesterday, but I think that part of that was Sonny Gray being on his game at home, and the Dodgers just couldn't figure him out, and they were behind the 8 ball early. So I think they bounced back today, get the win. Give me the Dodgers run line.
Fading both of you. I'm taking the Cardinals money line. Got to. I'm just playing teams where they're playing well at. I'm just not overcomplicating shit for the remainder of the season. I'm just not. I've been overcomplicating a lot of things here in baseball. Through the first part of the summer, I'm no longer doing it. We now have a really good sample size. We now have a really good database on who teams are. And I'm just sticking to who teams are. And in this one, the Cardinals are one of the best home teams in all of Major League Baseball. They're 21-10 at home this season. I think this is another spot where the value is all on them. The Dodgers, while they are the Monstars, while they do have the most talent in all of baseball, while Yamamoto is one of the best pitchers in baseball, coming off that outing last time, it's not crazy to think that he struggles again here in this one. And it's not crazy to think that the Dodgers bats continue to struggle like they did yesterday. And it's not crazy to think that the Cardinals just continue to play well at home. So I think that 50-50 Dodgers on the road, 15-15 out there, 21-10 with the Cardinals at home. You put that together with plus 155, that's where I'm at. I'm on the Cardinals starting the day there. Dodgers got to show me. They got to show me. Until the Dodgers wake up and start to be that team who everybody thinks there is, I think there's way too much value on the other side of them, especially on the road. So cash with the Cardinals yesterday, looking to do it again today. Another team who I'm just not overcomplicating it with are the best team in baseball, and the odds never reflected. I know that the Cubs have played well this season. They also have one of the best records in baseball. They're also really good on the road, 19-13 this season, but the Tigers just continue day in and day out to win. That's what they do. 22-8 at home this season. We saw my man, our ace, the best pitcher on the planet yesterday, come out and have another really good game in Tariq Skubal. While he's not on the mound today, it's Holton. I'm still on the Tigers. So just keeping it rolling with teams playing well where they're supposed to play at. I would lean towards the Twins, kind of the same thing with them, 18-9 at home, while the Blue Jays 12-16 on the road. I'm not loving the current form Gausman's in. And that Phillies Pirates, I'd probably go Philly. Suarez is starting to look like the Suarez of last season. So just my thoughts are on these first 4 games of the day. Just taking teams to play well where they play well at. Speaking of teams playing well, we cannot put my favorite team in that bucket because this team is fucking hot ass, trash, terrible. The Texas Rangers, man, they're out on the road facing the Washington Nationals. They're minus 175 on the road today. The reason is because mama, that man on the mound, his name is Jacob deGrom, but I don't even know if he can save them at this point. We got the Atlanta Braves and the San Francisco Giants. We have who's on the mound in that one? It is Bryce Elder and Logan Webb. We got the Diamondbacks and the Reds game 2. Their first game is suspended, but the second game starts at 4:10. Ryan Nelson versus Nick Martinez. If you guys have any thoughts on the suspended game, you could talk about it. I don't have any thoughts on it. And we have the Astros and the Guardians. Gavin Williams versus Hunter Brown. What the hell done gotten to him? I don't know. We always knew he had the stuff to be one of the best pitchers in baseball, but after the season he had last year to start, no way did I think he would have this dominant of a season thus far this season. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Does he keep it rolling today on the road in Cleveland? Is the multi-million-dollar question. Chris Float, how you feeling?
Yeah, we call him Baby Verlander for a reason. I mean, he's been, like you said, lights out, and I think I got to roll with him here. I just I know this Houston team has been far less effective on the road this season, without question, but I just don't see Gavin Williams matching zeros with Hunter Brown here. What I might do is I might just take the Astros in the first five because their bullpen ERA in the last week has still been horrible. Just got to update the number here. It has been a 5.95 ERA out of the bullpen. So Cleveland does have the bullpen edge for sure. So if you don't want to have to deal with it, you could take Houston the first five. I just think that Hunter Brown is going to pitch deep enough in this game that the bullpen isn't really a factor. So I'll take the Astros in that one, maybe first five, full game, whichever. Don't hold it against me, but I'm going to take a shot on the Nationals here at plus money. I know Mitchell Parker, not necessarily the best option the Nationals have, but he's been much better at home. And Jay kind of alluded to it. DeGrom can pitch as well as he wants, but last time I checked, the idea of a baseball game is to actually score more runs than the other team. And right now, I don't know if that's something that the Texas Rangers can do. So unless DeGrom wants to, sacrifice the DH, go help his own cause, and hit at the plate like pitchers used to do, don't know if it's going to happen here. So I'll take Nationals plus 145.
I'm right there with you. I'm on the Nationals plus 145. His Rangers offense is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so insane because just 2 seasons ago with nearly the exact same lineup, bro, we were the best offense in baseball. It wasn't even close. Like, we were an over team every day. Like the same guys in this lineup were just smashing, raking. It was unbelievable. And we couldn't pitch to save our life. Now it's a complete 180. We have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, and our offense is the worst offense in Major League Baseball. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So I'm on the Nationals. I think it's a great spot for them. I've talked ad nauseum this season how I love playing the Nationals at plus money at home. Look at their numbers last season, how profitable they were as a home underdog. They're starting to show those exact same signs, same tendencies this season. 15-16 at home straight up are the Nationals, while the Rangers 9-22 on the road. It is DeGrom. I do think he's serviceable today, but all the value from a side perspective is on the Nationals. Now, from a total perspective, y'all know what we're doing. We're taking the under. The Texas Rangers are the most profitable under team in baseball. Would you believe me if I told you that the Rangers have gone under in 70% of their games this season? 70 fucking percent of their games have gone under this season. It's terrible how trash this goddamn offense is. They got shut out yesterday. They've been spoiling Corbin starts. We have legitimately got great starts out of Patrick Corbin, and it don't matter because this offense can't do anything. The Rangers to the under this season are 20, 43, and 1. They've only gone over 20 times this season. I've gone under 43 times. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. After getting shut out yesterday, I am taking the under here between the Nationals and the Rangers. I think DeGrom is serviceable. I don't think Richard Parker has to do much of anything. I think he's going to be just fine. And I like the plus money on Washington. My team is just ass right now. It's just call a spade a spade. I will be fading Hunter Brown today, though. I will be doing that. I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad at me for it. I don't care. I have no bad words to speak on that man. No bad words. I'm just playing the spot, playing the situation. I'm line reading. For as good as Hunter Brown this season has been, you would think this line would be a little heavier, but the reason it's not is because the Guardians do play their better baseball at home. Guardians 17-12 and at home this season. Astros 13-16 on the road this season. This is a legitimate 50-50 game. I don't think Gavin Williams has to go pitch for pitch with Hunter Brown. We know he's not really capable of doing that. But I think once we get to as long as this game's like 2-1, 3-1, something like that, heading into the sixth, seventh, we're gonna be just or 2-2, 1-1, something like that. We're gonna be just fine here in the late innings with the Guardians. I think this is a game that the Guardians pull out late eighth, ninth inning. Uh, even money Guardians at home, even with Hunter Brown on the other side, I think speaks volume, at least to me. I'm going to lean on the Guardians. Braves Giants. We got one of the worst teams on the road in all of baseball versus one of the best teams at home in all of baseball. You put it together and you just take the Giants money line. Minus 155 behind Logan Webb. Giants 20-11 at home this season. The Braves 20-21 on the road this season. I've only really backed the Braves at home in Atlanta. On the road, not trustworthy. The Giants are different this season. Logan Webb has the Braves continue to struggle on the road. And Fred, what you think here, Jovan?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Washington. I was seriously contemplating on making this a premium, but just backed off. I got the money yesterday with Washington, so I'm not gonna tempt fate. With Jacob DeGrom on the other side. But yeah, it'll only be Washington for me, for the reasons that y'all stated above, and a couple other reasons as well. But we'll move on to KC and the White Sox. I'll take the under first 5 and full game in this one. Hey, listen, I thought it was going to be a regression year for Michael Walker, and it hasn't been. He's been doing the job. It's really the long and the short of it. When you see these pitchers who've had their struggles in their career, and the same thing could be said about Adrian Hauser, that they retool and they get better. They actually learn how to pitch as their career goes on, as they get older. And that's what's happened to Walker, because he's been with a bunch of different teams. He was with the Red Sox, so I know him well. So you see him with a sub 3 ERA, and you're like, how is he doing it? But hey, no matter how he's doing it, he's getting it done. So I'll commend him for that, and I expect for him to have a strong performance against the White Sox. Same deal with Adrian Hauser. We've gotten money in a couple times with his starts. Whether it's the under or just backing him in the White Sox on the first 5. He's been doing the deal. To going 6 strong in his starts. Got a 1.50 ERA. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I expect for him to have a strong start against KC. So it all amounts to an under full game, under first 5 for me in that one. Then we'll move along to the Astros and Guardians. I'll take the under first 5 and full game in this one as well. I don't like it at 7. I think I think 7.5 would have been the number I could have really touched this game on. But with that said, Hunter Brown's been doing what he's supposed to do, but Gavin Williams, he's been doing he's been doing the job as well. So I can only look what these guys have been doing on the mound, and it all reads under for me, especially going up against these lineups that haven't been noteworthy at all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. We keep it rolling. We head over to Tampa Bay, where the Rays and the Marlins are battling it out. We got Ryan Weathers versus Taj Bradley. Royals White Sox Walker Hauser. Red Sox Yankees Crochet Yarborough. Padres Brewers Kolak Quintana. Probably my least favorite slot of the day, honestly. Give me the Yanks. Give me the Yankees. I honestly, I do feel like it's a Red Sox spot with Garrett Crochet on the mound. The odds seem to reflect that, but the Red Sox got to fucking show me on the road. 13-19 out there. The Yankees 20-10 at home. Crochet is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I do like me some Crochet. I am a Crochet guy, but I don't know if that's enough for me to want to back the Red Sox in Yankee land. Not in their current form right now. So this is not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet. I'm just letting you guys know my thoughts. I'm leaning on the Yankees at home. They just have earned that respect thus far this season. Give me the Brewers. 18-11 at home. Padres 50-50 on the road. Quintana's been serviceable. I think Quintana will, be serviceable again today. Even money. I see no reason not to bet the Brewers today at home. And same thing with the Rays, where it's like, the Rays have kind of started to get their shit together. The Marlins, I have not liked what I saw from them. This is a team that just got swept by the Rockies at home, bro. It happened. So, again, not my favorite slot of the day. I don't have a single premium in this 4-game slot, but I will let you guys know my thoughts, my opinion. So, and if I were to bet that White Sox Royals, I would take the White Sox money line. I would. White Sox 15-17 at home. Royals 14-18 on the road. 50-50 game. I can talk myself into White Sox. It's not a premium style bet, but I could talk myself into the White Sox. So that's my thoughts here on this 4-game slot. Jovan, how you feeling?
Yeah, it'd be the Red Sox for me. Crochet going into the Bronx. I think he gets the job done against the Bombers. The Yanks, it's a mixed bag against lefties, but at night, against lefties, they struggled. And I think they struggle against Crochet. I think Crochet has one of those starts that you could talk about for years to come against the Bombers. It's an all or nothing proposition with the Yankees. Either they're hitting home runs, and circling around the bases, or they get stagnant real quick if they're not hitting those home runs. And I think this is going to be one of those games where they're stagnant throughout the game. So Red Sox, actually, they really do need a win. I think they get it with their stopper, their ace, one of the best in the game, which is Crochet, and he's going to carry the load. Yarbrough, he's been representable as well. I don't want to, downgrade what he's been doing, but I just think it's going to be one of those games where the Red Sox squeak it out.
I can see it. I've lost so much money on the Red Sox this season. They just piss me off.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from Red Sox games unless I'm really seeing it like that, because I know this team like the back of my hand, year in, year out, and last few years I I haven't liked what I've seen. Bullpen is straight trash. They can give up a game like no one's business. So I don't like backing their games. Or and I don't particularly, and I'll fade one of my teams, without question. But with the Red Sox, it seems like if I'm not backing them, I'm not gonna fade them. I'll just leave the game alone. It's just something I don't know, because sometimes, like the times where I have faded them, they smack me in the face. This is one of those things. So
Fair enough. Franchise, what you think about this slot?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Yankees here. The thing about Garrett Crochet is to see a sub-2 ERA and a 5-4 record, and that tells me that, there's been times where he's not getting run support, and that's otherwise he would have, a dominant record. I mean, I know we talk a lot in the past about how, starting pitcher win-loss record could be a meaningless statistic, but for me, when I see a record like that, it does have some meaning behind it. And I think that, if you're going up against the Yankees, you got to be able to give your starter some run support. And Ryan Yarbrough, not an ace level option by any means, but he is pitching very, very well. I do feel like I can trust the Yankees bullpen a little bit more. So at a coin flip, I'll take the Yankees in this one. And I'm also going to side with the Milwaukee Brewers here. I think they're playing some solid baseball here. Do I think Quintana's able to sustain this for a whole season? Probably not. right now the Padres can't hit lefties, and I think that the Brewers can get it done here. So I'm going to roll with the Brew Crew in this one.
Group. Last slot today, Major League Baseball, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Mariners of Seattle out on the road facing the Angels of Anaheim. Luis Castillo versus Kwanowicz. Hope I said that right. We got the Rockies versus the Mets. Palmquist versus Holmes. And we got the Orioles and the Athletics. Severino versus Old Man Morton. Orioles win streak came to an end yesterday. Do the Athletics stack home wins? Something they ain't really done too many times this season. Jovan, you were first here in this last slot in Major League Baseball. How you feeling?
Sheesh. I really don't like this back end, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, I got it done with the Colorado Rockies plus 2.5 yesterday. Here's the thing about their games, and I've tracked Colorado because I've been able to get some money out of these guys. It's like squeezing, water out of a rock, but I've gotten some money with them. And with their games, especially games where they're being competitive, those last 2 to 3 innings, they'll give it up. So if you're on them on the run line, you found yourself losing, and then them losing by 2 and you losing. So had to go the extra mile and put it 2.5 on. I think I'll do it again today. I don't know if it's at plus money like it was yesterday, but it'll be close. It'll be around even money, give or take. I don't want to put my money on Palmquist, but he hasn't been all that bad. And just the way they're running right now, being competitive, that's all you can ask for from these bums. Historically bad team thus far, and that's with that 3-game winning streak that just ended last night. So I expect for them to keep it competitive enough to lose by no more than 2 runs.
Fair enough. The Colorado Rockies. Chris.
Yeah, if you've seen my dating apps, I'll tell you I've never been one to shy from an ugly back end. But I will say this. I don't think that you can set this total in Baltimore Athletics high enough. To me, this is shaping up to be the new Coors. Where you have totals of, you could set this thing at 13.5, 14.5. Don't matter. Taking the over here. Severino has been getting lit up in this minor league ballpark in Sacramento. We know what Old Man Morton has been. The Orioles lineup has started to catch fire a little bit. The Athletics, their problem during this losing streak that they had been on was an offense. I mean, they had some of the best numbers in baseball against right-handed pitching over that stretch. It was just that the pitching couldn't hold it down. And I think that's no different here. I could easily see an 8-7 kind of game. So I'm going to roll with the over in Baltimore and the Athletics. And lean towards the Mariners with Luis Castillo going here. I just think they can get to Jack Hanowitz. But, yeah, definitely love the over a lot more.
For me, I don't really love this back end slot either. Mariners 16-13 on the road. Angels 11-15 at home. I think this is a pitching mismatch. I would lean Mariners. I don't love the price at minus 160, and I'm damn sure not laying a run line with Seattle. Y'all know I don't do that, but if I would play it, it would be Mariners money line minus 160, maybe a parlay style piece. I'm just not loving the current form of Anaheim, and I think Castillo comes in here to serve, so maybe a small lean towards the under in that one. The one I like the most here is I'm just continuing to do what I've done for the last 2 seasons, and that is fade Old Man Morton. I'm taking the Athletics plus money at home. The Orioles are likely in their best stretch of the season, coming off the winning streak, but it came to an end last night, and I think they stack another loss today. This team has not been great on the road, 13-20 on the road this season. The hard part about that is the Athletics are just as bad at home, 11-22. I'm just playing the odds, playing the spot, playing the situation is what I'm doing here. Plus money, Athletics coming off a win. I do believe Severino is better than Morton, even though he hasn't been in great form either. Likely a high-scoring game, but I think the Athletics stack back-to-back wins for one of the few times this season I'm on Oakland or Sacramento or Athletics or the homeless, whatever you want to call them. I think they get it done today. So that's baseball for you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Javon, Chris, anything y'all might have missed full card today in Major League Baseball?
Nothing.
Let's take a quick look. Nah, not at all. A lot of games for me. It didn't rise to the level. So yeah, I think you got everything you get out of me.
That's kind of how I'm feeling today in baseball too. It's like if I don't love it right now in baseball, I ain't betting it. I'm just like I like a lot of shit today, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, baseball's one of those sports. But real quick, baseball is just one of those sports where if you decide to step out there and go crazy with it, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, you could come back losing your lunch money, like you got beat up by the bully at the schoolyard, man. So sometimes you gotta tread lightly unless you're really seeing it.
Word for word, bar for bar. Baseball wasn't sports that could do it to your ass in the quickness. Let's talk some hoops, man. Let's talk some hoops. I'm talking WNBA basketball. Got 3 games today. We got first game on the board. The Aces. They're on the road facing the expansion team, the newest team to the league, the Golden State Valkyrie. Aces are 12.5-point road favorites, total 161.5. We got the Fever of Indiana out on the road versus the Sky of Chicago. Fever, 2.5-point road favorites, total 164.5. And we got the Storm, Seattle Storm, sizable road favorites. I was pretty shocked at this line this morning. 6.5-point road favorites over the Mercury of Phoenix, total 154.5. One half of the WNBA layup session, Mr. Franchise. How you feeling?
I think these dogs are barking today. Like the dog in all 3 games. Like the Valkyries and the points, they've been scrappy. I sold my stock on this team, early in the year. I just said, you know what, they're probably going to be the worst expansion team that the WNBA has seen, and I may have to walk that back a little bit. They've been scrappy, 3-1 against the spread as a double-digit dog this season. I just feel like maybe the Aces are being given a little bit too much respect in this matchup. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll just come out and kick the crap out of the Valkyries. But like I said, the Valkyries have been, been competitive. So I'll take a shot with them with the points here. I'm going to take the Sky in the points. I think the Fever are the deeper team. They have a well-built team in terms of depth around Caitlin Clark, but there's no denying this Fever team has definitely been a step down without Clark, and I don't think that the Sky have forgotten about that 35-point drubbing from opening night. The Clark-Reese dramas created this sort of mini rivalry between the Sky and the Fever, and I think the Sky have a legitimate shot to win this game outright. So I'll take the Sky in the points. And I'll take the Mercury in the points. These 2 teams are very similar in terms they played their best basketball at home. The Storm are the healthier team, but the Mercury just keep getting disrespected at home, and they keep finding ways to deliver. I think they deliver again here. I'm not sure they win the game outright, but getting 6.5, I'll take it with the Mercury here.
Damn, Chris. On the other side of all 3. I like all the favorites. I like all the favorites.
Yeah, well, you got me the other time for me to get my revenge.
Oh, so you might give me the day. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it play out. But I'm gonna take the Aces. I'm gonna lay it on the Valkyrie. I think looking at the Aces schedule, you know, they handled the Sun on the road. They did get blown out by the Storm on the road, but then they turn around and bounce back and beat the Storm on the road. So they just really haven't played like when I feel like when the Aces have played the bad competition, they've handled them. You know, the Sun, the Sparks. Valkyrie have been competitive, but I think today they haven't seen Aja Wilson. That's all I'm saying. They ain't seen her yet. And I think today's one of them days where she come out and show why she's been league MVP, why she's the best player on the planet, and I think they handle the Valkyrie today. So I'm gonna take the Aces. I just don't want to overcomplicate that one. Fever Sky. I just believe the Fever are the better basketball team, flat out, short, sweet, simple. That's just my story. I'm sticking to it. Even without Caitlin Clark in the lineup, I still think the Fever are the better team. They're favored on the road here for good reason. 2 wins for the Sky over the Wings, the worst team. The second worst team in the league doesn't really move the needle for me. I have told you guys this season about the Fever. I think healthy Fever with Caitlin in the lineup, they are, what did I say? Either my third or fourth best team in this league with Caitlin Clark on the floor. I really like the additions they made over the offseason to acquire her some help. And I think right now, learning to play without her will really pay dividends later on in the season when she is back in the fold. The ladies that they needed to step up will have some of that experience under their belt to step up in those big moments when they need them. I think they're just better than the Sky. I haven't liked what I've seen from the Sky. I know this earlier in the season would have set up to be a huge matchup looking at Caitlin, Angel Reese Beast, but take that out of it. I still think the Fever are the better team. I'm going to take them. I'm going to lay it here. And Storm Mercury. This is a game where I'm just going to lean with the books. I honestly don't understand how the Storm are 6.5 point road favorites in this thing. I think they out for blood. So I'm gonna take the Storm. The Storm are on a back end of a back-to-back, right? They played yesterday. Hold on, let me double check this real quick. I don't have my usual home set up, and that's annoying. I can't look up things as fast as I usually can. No, they didn't play yesterday. When the Storm played? The Storm played. When was the last time the Storm played? The Storm played. It was Tuesday, and they beat the Wings. Yeah. I know the Mercury have been good this season. I don't know if the defense tonight carries them. I just don't think it happens. I think the Storm are too much offensively. If this game, the line is really dictating why I'm on the Storm. I'm just gonna be 1,000% honest with y'all. Like, if I was the lines maker here, my line probably would have been Seattle -2.5. Because I do think Seattle's slightly the better team. I don't trust them near as much on the road, but them being this sizable of favorites on the road, I think it speaks volume to me, at least to me. So I'm going to take the Storm. I'm going to lay it. Makes my stomach hurt a little bit, but I do believe it's the right play. And they're 6.5 point road favorites for a reason. We'll see. Javon, how you feeling here in the dub?
Yeah, no Caitlin Clark, no problem for the Indiana Fever. That's how I'm feeling. I just, like you, Jay, I don't like what I've seen out of the Chicago Sky. No perimeter presence. No, their perimeter play is trash. No Cardozo today or tonight. That's a big damper. And look, this isn't really a rivalry as far as I'm concerned. I know, from when they was in college and, everything that happened last year between Clark and Reese. But this isn't, one player's up here, one player's right here. Until Reese hones in her craft offensively, not relying on offensive rebounds, for a game, then she's not going to rise to the level. That's how I feel, personally. You know, so and she's I think she's got the memo toned it down on the rhetoric, because she's refrained recently, and um, people baiting her into having controversial quotes, if you want to say. So, but yeah, with that said, I just don't like the way this Chicago team is constituted currently. They they need a dog like Kennedy Carter, but they don't have it anymore. So I think it's all Indiana for me. Deeper team, more better talent. Um, that's how I play it. And I'll vote the Storm, Mercury under. Look, this series is on a 7-game under run. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm rolling with the under again. They played each other twice already. Um, I believe it was twice, or is it 3 times? I think it's twice though. Yeah, so 2 times, and both of those stayed well under the total. 147 and 140. Yeah, 140 respectively. So I'll just keep on taking under in these games. Styles make fights, and Alyssa Thomas isn't playing, so that's a bad thing
That
for
game is just
Mercury.
the line just don't make sense to me. The Mercury 5-1 at home, the Storm 1-2 on the road. They split this season. The Mercury won the game sizably at home earlier this season, but yet the Storm are 6.5-point road favorites. I don't know. I don't know. They not finna catch me, bro. They not. So that's why I got to take the Storm here. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. That's my weird game vibe of the day. That game right there give me weird vibes, and I'm a rock with them. I like that under though. I do like that under. 7 straight between those two teams under. That's
Yeah, seven
pretty
straight
crazy.
under run. And it's one thing if if the prior 2 games brushed up against the total, but it hasn't even come close. So unless something changes drastically between these two, one was a blowout, one was a closer game, but I just don't think that these teams get to where it needs to be to go over the total.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's it, man. That's all. We did it. We covered baseball. We covered the dub. Um, Before we get to the final part of the show, I saw y'all talking in the comments earlier today. I am not a pro when it comes to UFC. I'm just gonna tell y'all my thoughts. My favorite fighter in the UFC is Sugar Sean O'Malley, and he's not losing twice. He's not. I'm on that plus money today with the Sugar Show. That's where I'm at. Let's get it done, Mr. O'Malley. Let's fucking get it done. They cheated us last time. Today we come here and beat his ass. We'll see. Devon, Chris, any UFC thoughts?
Not at all. Only time I even consider looking at the UFC is when I'm at the sports book or a casino or something, and there's a large gathering of of people watching the fight, and then I might get the urge to backslide, unless it's someone like John Jones or one of the high profile guys.
This is one of those. I would say this is one of those. So tonight, if you at the book, it's gonna be turned. It's gonna be turned tonight.
Oh yeah, it usually is where I'm at.
Yeah. Chris, do you give my guy Sugar Sean a chance at all, or you think he can get beat up again?
He he has as much of a chance as I do.
Chill.
Stop worrying about your hair and start worrying about trying to go out and win fights. But He's all flash. He's exactly what Bo Nickel has been. You go in, you dominate a bunch of farmers, lawyers, and butchers, and then cool, you won the title. Great. What happened the first time you had your back against the wall? You turtled.
He finna knock his ass out tonight. Give me a Sugar Sean knockout of Marab. I need that in my life. I need
Sugar Sean to be knocked out. You got.
No. I want to see Marab.
Give me a Sugar Sean knockout. Okay, sure.
Fair.
What's
the odds in the fight? What's the odds? I know I'm getting good plus money.
I'm looking right now. Hold on.
Mind you, again, for me, this is not real gambling advice. I'm just telling you, I'm betting Sugar Sean because he's my favorite.
Yeah, this is true. Just like when Jay was like betting the Dallas Mavericks just for the shit of it.
No, we were really the best team in basketball at the time. He was the best team in hoops. That was. And we would have won this title this year. I'm dying on that hill.
What are you looking for the odds on?
I don't know.
Like Sean O'Malley's plus 240 money line.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then to win by KO, TKO, and DQ or DQ is plus 450.
Fair enough.
Marab to win by
submission.
Marab to win by decision is plus 175.
What about you said to win by decision is 170 is win by decision? What is it and what is submission?
Marab to win by submission is plus 800.
I ain't mad at that bet.
You know why the thing is I don't think it's going to be Sugar Sean by knockout is because, and it's unfortunate, but Marab, 15 of his 19 wins have been by decision. So if Marab's going to win this fight, it's going to be a boring ass fight.
Unless O'Malley just knock his ass out like he can. I need that. I need that tonight. I gotta put money on that knockout tonight. I got to. I have to. Nothing will bring a bigger smile to my face than to see Marab get his ass knocked out. I promise you, right? I'm gonna be the happiest man on the planet.
So here's that. Remember how I gave you the stat about the magic number for the Thunder series? Here's the magic number for this. Sean O'Malley, of the 18 wins that he has, 12 of them have been by knockout. Do you know how many times Marab's been knocked out in his professional record?
0.
So Sean O'Malley's probably gonna have to do what's never been done before.
Oh, so it is 0. Yeah,
it is 0.
O'Malley, let's get it done tonight, baby. Let's get it done. But now that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what was
say, just because, give me Juliana Pena against Kayla Harrison. I see a champion at plus 475. I know Kayla Harrison's a monster, but I can't. I gotta take Pena here. I think she's gonna come out and shock the world. There's a few things I could say about Kayla. There's a few things I could say about Kayla Harrison, but they might get me to the point where I don't make it for the show next week. So,
for sure, man, we did it. We covered everything under the sun: baseball, UFC, WNBA. We talked some NBA finals. I talked a little bit Stanley Cup Finals. Any thoughts on that, Chris? Last night.
Tell you the truth, be completely transparent. I've had such a hard time getting a feel for this series. But maybe the play now is for the game to go to overtime because it looks like kind of that's the kind of series it's going to be. Just a completely tight series for however many games it goes. But yeah, it's going to be a hell of a series. Like I said, it's just been high drama, high excitement. I'm ready for game 3.
Fair enough. Jovan, man, it's a money-making Saturday. Baseball, WNBA, plenty of things across the sports land today. What do you have over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, as of right now, I have 2 games, 2 plays on the board. One MLB, one WNBA should be hitters. It's been a hell of a run over on this side. Year to date, I'm up. Last 12 months, I'm up. Last 30, last 7, last night. So, I'm ahead of schedule as far as I'm ahead of schedule as far as what I do. And it's June. My wheelhouse is coming in a couple months, so I'm ahead of the game. I like being ahead of the game going into the summer months. So let's keep it going over on this side. I might put together one more play, but that's to be determined after the show. So give me 10 minutes and I'll figure that out. But jump on something long term because we hot over here.
Hop on with Jovan and continue to kick the crap out of the books, ladies and gentlemen. Like he said, hey, football, college football, and NFL right on the horizon. We are entering the dog days, but hey, it's coming. Football is on the horizon, man. It's on the horizon. Less than 100 days, we'll be there. Franchise, what you got going on today, my man?
Yeah, for me today, I got my $15 MLB pickoff play. Cashed it again yesterday with the Tigers in the first 5. So now we've cashed 3 in a row, going for 4 today. We swept the board in baseball yesterday. Just hoping to repeat that today. And I also got a WNBA play of the day as well. So make sure you check that out. Also got a Hoops and Homers 5-pack if you want to get everything on the board. But we always talk about it. Best value is to jump on something long term. Whether you pair any of us up, you can put all 3 of us together in a multi-capper package. But use that promo code PICK at checkout. Either way, get 15% off your purchase.
On with the franchise, man. He heating up in Major League Baseball. He heating up. If you betting today and you ain't got $15 to put on Rook's play of the day, I don't know what you're doing. So looking for the 4th one in a row. Hop on with my man and do the damn thing today, ladies and gentlemen. For me today, I got baseball. I got WNBA. Probably 3 plays for me today. I'm eyeing one. As of right this second, I have one in baseball and I have one in the WNBA. I'm eyeing one more play in baseball. I'm eyeing one more play in the dub. I'm probably just going to put one of them in for a 3-pack. So cash my Major League Baseball play of the night last night in pretty non-sweat fashion with the St. Louis Cardinals. Good dub for them at home on a Friday night. I did drop my WNBA play of the night last night, though, with the Wings. We are now 11-4 on that play this season. Looking to go 12-4 tonight. I've been seeing the board really well on my top play in the WNBA. So $19 gets you both of those plays today. My top play in Major League Baseball, my top play in the WNBA. And like I said, I'll have a 3rd play for y'all, which I'll put in a 3-pack, and you can get all 3 for either 45 or 50, just depending on which sport it's in today. So be on the lookout for that for me over at Pick Dogs Premium. Looking to make some money on a money-making Saturday. I'm also ready to be home. I can't lie. I'm ready to be home. On the way back, I'll be home Sunday night. Tomorrow, Chris, I might need you to host tomorrow because I think I do, because it just depends on where I'm at exactly at the time of the show tomorrow. We're getting off the ship tomorrow at like 8:00. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to get from destination to destination. So you might have to host for me tomorrow. We'll see. But Monday, I'll be back at home at the crib. We'll be back to regular scheduled programming. I don't have anything else really planned for the summer, so got it all out the way early. So be back to regular scheduled programming then. NBA Finals Game 3 tomorrow. I'm super excited about that. But other than that, man, that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. Anything else from you, fellas, before we get out of here? Or before we do parlays?
I was a pineapple upside down cake on the ship.
I've not had one of those.
No.
Game 2, my fault. Game 2. I don't know why I said 3. Game 2. I'm thinking NHL.
Because he's ready for the series to be over.
Will Oklahoma City respond tomorrow? Is a multi-million-dollar question. Do they hold on through 4 quarters? Is the multi-million-dollar question. Do they return back to the ATS giant that they have been for majority of the season? Or does Indiana's legacy run continue? I'll let you guys know my thoughts. The jam session will probably be out tonight, so be on the lookout for it. I'm going to let you guys know my official thoughts on the game tonight. So should be posted tonight because I ain't got time in the morning. So be on the lookout for it. That's it. That's all, man. Parlay time. Parlay. Javon, what you got for me, my man?
Dodgers -1.5. Match it up with the Rockies +2.5. Then we got Blue Jays Twins under first 5. Match it up with the Royals White Sox under first 5.
There you go, from Jovan Burtz himself. Chris, what you got for me?
Over in the Baltimore Athletics game, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Houston Astros.
I'll go Indiana Fever laying the 2.5. I'll go with the Detroit Tigers straight up on the money line. And I will go with the Milwaukee Brewers at home at the crib. Little 3-teamer. Expecting everybody to put it done. 3 favorites from me in the parlay. I don't do that too often, but we'll see. If y'all want 2 dogs, we'll go 2 dogs. I'm going to get out 2 dogs. We'll go Oakland Athletics fading Old Man Morton. And we will go with the Washington Nationals fading that trash-ass offense of the Texas Rangers. 2-teamer. Plus money. That's all I got for y'all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Money-making Saturday. Let's do the damn thing, man. Let's make it a winning day. Try to act more professional tomorrow. Sorry for my connection issues. I'm literally in the middle of the ocean. Literally. In the middle of the ocean. So, you know.
For the love of God,
here though.
Last day, do not drop it in the water, please.
Ah!
Don't get it. And then all of a sudden you see doom, 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 boom. All Jay had to do was get through one more show, and then shit ended up next to the freaking Titanic.
Yeah, y'all go see the sharks and the fishes and shit down there when they fall. So, yep. That's it, man. Chris, Jovan, any final things? Any final words before we get out of here?
No, we'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
See y'all tomorrow. Chris? I got something for Chris. This is what Chris want to say.
Oh.
Meow.
We got tomorrow, man. We out here. Peace.